So
we are preparing the live stream slowly, but from experience, we're live. Welcome everybody to Hot Takes Party of 4. How's everybody doing this morning?
Oh, it's a Wednesday.
Fantastic.
It's a Wednesday. I like that answer.
Here, let me get us. I am traveling in Phoenix this week. The weather's very similar to Las Vegas. It's 110.
Wow.
What is
Right.
there seriously no humidity? I mean, it's like 110 here too, but it's like 120% humidity.
So for the most part in Vegas and Phoenix, the humidity is really low. Right now we're in this quote unquote monsoon type season. So it's a little higher than we're used to out here. But for the most part, it is a dry heat. So I know that people hear that all the time, but to me, it makes a difference because humidity, 1% of humidity is just ridiculous to me. I need it really, really low. So.
It is. It's really disgusting. The humidity just amps up the sweat factor, in my opinion.
Somebody told me, but but you guys have great skin out there.
Wow. Yeah, but you know what? There is moisturizer,
Okay.
Maddie?
Interesting, but all right.
guys, I am in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
I moved on Friday. In Columbus. My internet, I think, is working. My dog had an accident in my bedroom. He's not transitioning well. He's not having a good time. He's been crying a lot and barking. But I'm doing great.
You look fantastic.
Thanks. This is my laundry room. I'll give you guys a full tour next week.
The view is a little different than your previous view, but that's okay.
Different. It's okay. I still have big windows. I just see not a river.
What do you see?
Right now I see a building that's under construction with one of those cranes that's like just making circles.
I was sorry I asked that question. Right,
dropping outhouses down. They're like, I don't know what they're doing, but there's sirens, construction, there's drills. No river. There's an American flag.
That's good. I thought you moved. I thought you were moving to a more rural city, not a more urban city. I've never been to Columbus, so I don't have no idea what it looks like.
I didn't know that there was construction around my building when I signed my lease.
You selected that residence?
Yes, right. I selected this place via the internet, never seeing it in person.
Wow.
My place itself is beautiful. I will seriously show you guys next week. I don't know if you want to see it now. It's kind of a mess, but
everything's unpacked, right? You're completely unpacked. Yeah. All the boxes are. Wow, it is nice.
Yeah. Pretty much everything's unpacked. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. That's quick.
You got what?
That's record-breaking quick.
Two bedrooms? 3 bedrooms? What?
Bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 2 full baths.
That's a necessity in life.
2 walk-in closets. I mean, I got tons of space. We could do a hot takes party of 4 here.
Dude, I might move in. That's more closet space than I got.
I gotta buy some more clothes to start filling my space.
There you go.
You guys know anywhere?
Don't
I
do
think you
it.
can just use the spare bedroom walk-in closet as your storage unit. That way it's less travel.
I know. Well, my storage unit is so funny. It's like right over here. It's right around the corner.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's great.
So when did you get there?
Friday at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock p.m.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And did you have help, I hope?
Yes, mom and dad.
Oh, great.
Yeah, in Hamilton.
Papa G.
Big Greg and Annie. And when I tell you they literally did everything, they did everything. Everything.
Were you just like, well, that goes over there?
I was like,
that
no,
goes
that
over
doesn't
there."
go. I was pretty much just hanging out with the dog.
I can see that, and I actually believe it.
Delegating, yeah. Yeah.
So everything went well. Like
Oh.
you got there in less than a day.
Yeah.
You're in the new digs.
Yeah.
So now when we start this, we no longer say Madison Mastro from Chicago. We say Madison Mastro of Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio. Yeah. I'm 7 minutes from the airport. So when you guys come to visit me, it'll be easy to come and get you.
I'm booking it
Awesome.
now.
Come on.
I might just have to, we might have to take like 7 connecting flights to get there, but you'll be close to the final.
Do they have direct
destination.
flights to Columbus?
They have a big airport. Yeah. It's a big airport.
Okay, so I'm not flying in on like a pack of gum, right? Like,
No, I think they put you in an envelope, but you're fine. It's like padded. It's like one of those padded mailers. You'll be fine.
great. This is great.
One carry-on. That's it.
One.
And you have to hold it in your lap.
Yeah.
Is it Spirit Airlines?
It's
Here.
here. Yeah.
Well, then
I
you'll
felt
never
that-
get there if it's Frontier, because their flights never actually take off.
I felt that way a little bit last week on the way back from Chicago. I was on a 2 and 2 airplane, so 2 seats and 2 seats, and I was like, this feels really small. I hope we get there.
What was the leg room?
Non-existent.
Not.
And I looked around after ASI Chicago, and on my flight back, we had a senior VP from another supplier on the flight. We had a VP from a hard goods supplier on the flight. We had a president of another company on the flight. I was going, God, I hope we make it, or this industry's in trouble if this plane goes down. There's a lot of people,
And yeah.
but everything worked out. We're good.
Great. Well, Madison, welcome home. I
Thank you.
hope you love it there.
Thank you. I felt all of the good juju and love last week. I appreciate it.
Go ahead.
And Layla wanted to come out and help you move, but she actually said, I really just want to go play with the dog while you can help her.
That is the sweetest thing ever.
Nice.
That's not a terrible idea. You
No.
often need somebody to watch the dog when you're doing something like that, like moving. Of course, in this case, it was just Maddie. Maddie sat around watching her dog.
Yeah, he was fine. He kept getting in the elevator. He just wanted to go play.
You wanted to go play or go home?
Go home.
Yeah,
He wanted to go home.
we're leaving, right? We're leaving this place.
Yeah, this is our home. This is just temporary. I'll tell you guys what though, my patio, my balcony here is beautiful, and I thought he would love it, and I think he will once the construction kind of gets a little quieter. He's gonna be fine.
He'll adjust.
You have a patio?
Mhm.
Like your own private patio?
I mean, it's like a balcony.
Yeah, you didn't have that before.
It was a little bit smaller.
Yeah, the dog could barely stand on the ledge.
No, my second place in Chicago had a bigger one, but this one's like, this can fit like 4 people. Like we could have our whole show out there. Just gotta get
Nice.
a couch. Yeah. We're trying to get you guys here.
You got to scope out all the places for us now, though. Like you got to scope out the breweries, the food. Like that's got to be exciting, right? Like that was
Yeah.
going to be one of my questions for you. Was like, how excited are you to check out all the newness? Like you're the tourist for like the next 90 days.
I know. I'm looking for, I just was at the world's largest gavel. The world's largest gavel is in Columbus, Ohio.
Are you excited about that? Was it
Hamilton already got his picture beside it. Yeah,
Did you post it?
already posted. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
I had great Italian. I had great beer already. Yeah. Food and beer.
What is Columbus known for on the food spectrum? What do you eat there?
I think there was a Columbus style pizza and like a Columbus style hot dog. I don't know if it's like a nod to the Chicago trends, but I don't really know if they're known for anything. The only thing I've seen is a Columbus style pizza, and it's a circle pizza cut in a square, like square cuts. But anybody that's watching, if you know, let me know.
Yeah, I'd love to know what they're known for.
Is
So
it
Maddie could go try it.
Isn't Ohio known for chili? Am I wrong?
Yes.
Isn't there like a Ohio style chili or something?
Like the 6-way chili. It's like noodles and beans and cheese. Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm
I
in
have
on that sounds good.
So chili. I have this thing with chili. I love chili, but I'm going to ask you guys a question. Chili with beans or chili without beans?
With
I
Beans.
put them in.
Okay. The three of you
otherwise
are
it's
vanished.
just soup.
No. Chili, okay, so
This is
previous
meat.
to World War II, chili did not have beans, and there was
Right.
the meat shortage, so they added the beans, and it stuck. And I'm a purist, okay? I like to go with the original. This bean thing in chili is a filler. It's a filler. It takes away from, the flavor, the way you're supposed to season it, the meat. I go anywhere that has chili. I ask, beans or no beans? And anybody who has beans, I won't go there. I'm not going to try your chili with beans, with your filler. Wasting my time. It's
Beans
meat.
are good for you.
No,
But
meat,
do you
really?
consider bean of veg? Is that on your vegetable spectrum?
I don't eat beans,
bean.
so it's on the spectrum of not eating. So if that's a spectrum, anything that has beans in it, I will not eat. I will not try. But the chili thing really bugs me because it's not supposed to be in there.
Not supposed to be in there.
I agree with your statement that a purist would say they shouldn't be in there, but when I make chili, I put them in there. I not only put them in there, but I put a couple kinds of beans in my
My goodness, you're just
Baby
filling it
beans,
up.
baby beans, garbanzo beans.
black
You're
beans.
filling it up. You got to buy the meat. Buy the expensive meat.
Well,
No,
that
I
goes in there too.
Can't afford that.
Filet mignon. Yeah.
Beans are cheap, man.
It's
99
funny that-
cents.
yeah, beans are cheap. It's funny that we're talking about this because my family and I are discussing doing a month of no meat.
Like I don't know what you just said.
All right.
Yeah, I know.
What
And I
is
can't
no
believe
meat?
I kind of got their buy-in. Well, not only is it a little healthier, but it's supposedly better for the environment. And I thought, do you think we could do it? I know I can do it. I don't know if as a whole we can do it. But I knew that I'd get some adverse reaction from you guys.
Yeah, have fun with all that. Tell us how it is after 30
Yeah,
days.
I mean, hey, Kim, I didn't get my double chin by not eating meat. Like,
Meat's the
Well,
best.
but the sad
best.
thing is, I actually said, but if we're gonna do it, we're going. There's this really good steak place in the city. I said, if we're gonna do it, we're all going out and getting a big, huge steak.
You're gonna load up. You're gonna load up before.
Yeah.
I get it.
Meat sweats like a week before.
Yeah,
The tomahawk steak.
I gave
God.
I gave up red meat for Lent one year and made my mom make filet mignon for Easter. So,
Yeah.
I love it.
so are we a month into our sustainable challenge?
I don't know.
Have-
Are we?
Have we reached?
No. Next.
Next
I
week.
wasn't going to give you notice, but yes, next week I will be asking everybody what they've done.
Okay.
Nice. So let's with ASI Chicago last week, Maddie and I were there. Obviously, we had the live episode. It was pretty cool. We had a lot of people comment on it. We got back to just a little bit of fun and entertaining on one evening. So my question, I'm gonna start this off with the questions. We're gonna go questions here today. My question to you is, what is and Maddie knows where I'm going with this. What is the most obscene thing you have seen on a menu at dinner?
Your choice of words obscene is interesting.
It can be taken many different ways.
Right.
Okay. like expensive or?
Sure. So I'll start. Obviously, that'll give you some context. We went to a dinner as a team last week, and I wore a hat and a button down, and I walked into the place, and I immediately went, "Okay, not wearing a hat. Like this is too nice of a place to do that." And sat down, and I was like, I'm kind of digging a steak. And they had a 38-ounce Tomahawk steak for $210. And I was like, what can I get on here? Is there a cheeseburger? Where's the kids menu? Where's the chicken tenders, the mac and cheese? And
yes, sir. Here's the kids menu.
Yes,
You can order
salad.
I thoroughly enjoyed looking at the menu, and then I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna get here. It's really expensive. So they had a fish option and said market price, and me being from Minnesota, I was like, I'm sorry, sir, I have to ask you what the market price is first before I order this. He was like, oh, it's like $45. I was like, that's probably the cheapest thing on the menu. I'll have that.
Where were you?
We were at a very nice restaurant, Prime and Provisions, downtown Chicago. 8 or 9 of us, super enjoyable, great time, amazing food. But I was struck by the $210 steak.
The kids call that shook. You were shook.
I was shook.
Yeah.
It was brazy.
Oh, that's classic. Chris was shook.
So that was mine. I want to know what else you guys have had.
I've had one of the most expensive meals of my life in Chicago. I don't think the restaurant's there anymore, but it was a tapas restaurant, and we went all in with the chef's selection and the wine pairing. And I'll just say, and there was 8 of us, and I'll just say that the bill was a mortgage payment at the end of so it was definitely a splurge.
Mortgage payment. I'm not gonna let you get away with that. Mortgage payment. I need dollars. Give me dollars, because I know somebody who has a mortgage payment for $600, and I know somebody who has a mortgage payment for $5,000.
Well, it was in the multiple thousands.
Okay.
For and to each is everybody looks at things differently. And I'm definitely somebody who's okay with splurging once in a while, but even for me, that was a little extravagant. I thought my sister-in-law's eyes were gonna pop out of her head. and we all whatever. I'll stop the story there. It was an excellent meal. But yeah, that was because you made me think when you were talking about Chicago, it immediately drew my head to that story. That was definitely the biggest bill I've ever received at a restaurant.
Right? Like, and then when you were at that meal, Kim, I'm assuming you did exactly what I did. I looked around this room like, who are these people? And how can they look like they come here all the time?
They know everybody.
It was inside a hotel, so a lot of the people were, I would assume, business or travelers. But we went
the company
there.
Was paying? The company.
No,
was
I
paying?
was with my family.
No, not you, but yeah.
Oh yes. We happened to be traveling to Chicago for just a family vacation. But it was a celebrity chef restaurant as well, so that ups the ante a little bit.
Ours was not.
It was but as far as like on the menu, just absurd things, I don't know. I mean, there's crazy things you see where like a $200 cheesesteak because it's made with like Kobe ribeye, and then they put truffle, and there's some like one that has gold flakes on it.
Liquid gold.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my story.
What do you got, Gabe?
So I've got 2. In regards to food, it's interesting enough. Tomahawk steak. The name of the restaurant escapes me. It's in Irvine, California. It's a large steak. It's 45, 50 ounces. I mean, it's huge. $475.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, but you know, in Vegas, you know, we've gone to Vegas, we've taken clients out. You go to some of these restaurants and you see, now mind you, Vegas is, they pump up the prices more so than maybe anywhere else in the world. You know, you easily see $300-$400 steaks, you know, at some of these restaurants. But one, interesting enough, Chicago, I was in Chicago for the Chicago show many years ago, and we went into a restaurant and there was now this is wine, and I know wine's a little bit different. There's a bottle of wine for $11,000, but it was on the menu, as if somebody is looking at the menu saying, what am I going to have? Oh, I'll have that. You know, 11 grand for a bottle of wine. And I know
Like that should have been on like the secret list. Like,
correct. It was just sitting there with the rest of the, you know, the steaks and, like you said, the mac and cheese, and then the bottle of wine.
with the common folk bottles of wine.
Right. With your fat cat, $8 white. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Wow. Maddie, what do you got?
I've seen some pretty obscene pricing on some food. But when you asked that question, Chris, the meal that came to mind, my family and I went to some like seafood place in Charleston, South Carolina. And it was like small plates. And we ordered this dessert because the dessert was like a well-known, famous dessert. You come to this place, you absolutely have to order the dessert. It's like a couple $100 for this dessert. It comes out on a platter like this. And I'm not kidding you. This is what they come out with. There's like pieces that are like this big. They're all mismatched, like little bite-sized pieces. And it was like this tiny little plate with just random, I don't even know what it was, for a couple $100. Couldn't tell you what the dessert was. I don't know if anybody would ever order it and enjoy it. And when you order stuff like that, aren't you hungry? Don't you want to just go to McDonald's after? Like, are you starved? I was so mad. I'm like, this is my dessert? This is dessert?
Yep.
Maddie's looking for something the size of a wedding cake to come out that she could just dive into.
Like confetti cake or like a cake pop, maybe like pudding. I don't know. Ice cream, a chocolate chip cookie.
Yes. Like
Cream puff this big with nothing inside.
I don't live in that world. I never have. Like, we ordered an appetizer and it was like, oh, would you like the crab cakes? The table goes, well, should we get the crab cakes? And I said, hold on. That says crab cake. That says one. It says one crab cake, not multiples. There's no S. And sure enough, one crab cake.
Oh, that's funny.
It was like the waiter goes, well, we have oysters. And I just lost myself when he said this. He goes, we have oysters from the East Coast in Maryland. They're small, they're red, they're this. And then we have West Coast oysters from Oregon, and they're blue and medium. And I'm like, dude, like, they're colors and sizes. Just give me an oyster. Like, what is this?
Chris, I can't wait to go to dinner with you at some point.
You will see some faces.
I sat by Chris, and it was the most entertaining dinner I've ever had, ever.
In Vegas, in PPAI, we're going to have a hot takes dinner.
It's like,
We're good.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the place just to see Chris's reaction.
I'm sorry, I can't hide it. I'm just like, that's pasta. That's $60.
I love it.
Who's up?
That was
I
a
enjoyed
good
it.
Chris.
All right, team. I'm gonna switch gears here. We're about to come off the high. I'm gonna give you that warning right now. So I have it's kind of a question, but it's more of a generalization. I wasn't going to ask it. It treads on dangerous ground, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So
Love it.
The question is, it's work related. What do you do when a client is relentless and won't take no as an answer?
Ooh.
And I'll give you a general example. Ship dates are tough right now, right? We're pushing out, at Prime, and we most clients understand the situation of where we are. What do you do if you have a client who says words like, "You're going to do this. I can't do it. I've gone as high as I can go. We can't get it out. you guys have to do this. And that's what they're giving you. And they are, in my humble opinion, maybe not understanding of the situation that you've put forth and explained to them. And it's a question that I'd like to hear some feedback from you guys, whatever you might have. And normally when one asks a question, they'll give you the answer. I don't have the answer. I don't have a good answer. I'd actually like to, hear from my team under the circumstances of where the industry is and where we're at as a company. What do you do when a client just says, no, I don't accept your answer? When in fact, it is reality. We all know where we are as a company. So you got anything for me?
That's a tough one, Gabriel, because I had an issue Monday in an email, and I thought about polling the team. Like, how do I respond to this? I know how I want to, but
right.
I don't think it's gonna help. Like, what do I do? But I would say, first and foremost, I've had that happen a couple times. I pick up the phone and I call the customer right away. I'm like, we're not going to exchange emails. You can't get the severity in my voice. You can't get the, like, I'm sorry. Like, I am physically sorry. I can't do this. And here's why. We don't have people. We don't have people running the machines. We're backed out 14 days, or we don't have product, or, we don't have the transfers, or whatever it may be. It could be a bunch of different things. And I just try to sincerely, because it's easy for someone, I think, to be pushy and direct when they send an email. You're going to do this. This is unacceptable, right? It's my least favorite word in the world.
I texted the team that, remember?
Yeah.
I hear one more client tell me this is unacceptable.
Yeah. So I feel like if you pick up the phone and you call them, they're like, shit. Like, they're calling me. I can't be this way when I speak to them. And I feel like it diffuses the situation a little bit. They still might not like it, but I feel like when I've done that, they leave the conversation going, damn, all right, I get it.
I like that.
Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. And there's so much room for miscommunication when it comes to emails and texts and, not being in person, so they can actually feel your emotion and feel how you feel their pain and like how sorry you are that you can't come through for them. And my thing usually is, and this is coming from, I think it's some Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. It's a Christmas movie, but he always tells everyone, you're my number one customer, but you have to make them feel that they are important. And the next time you are going to come through for them, you just can't do it this time. And you want to make sure that your customer knows that you are still there for them to lean on, because eventually you will be able to pull through and get their stuff through the door. But right now it's tough, and everybody understands, but getting your customer on the phone and letting them feel the sincerity in your voice is definitely the biggest thing, I think.
Yeah, I rely on that relationship, you're not going to have that with everybody if you're newer, but at the end of the day, the reality is, me well enough. You've been working with me long enough to know I'm a straight shooter. If there was anything that I could do, I would have done it for you. So, at that point, I think it diffuses people to recognize she's not messing around. She means it, because if you live your career always going above and beyond, that one time that you can't, most of your clients will understand. Sometimes, I had two situations that came to mind. Last week, I had somebody, same thing, emailed me right away, was nasty. And I was about to email back, and I stopped, I pulled over, I picked up the phone, and he didn't answer. So I hung up and I called back, and he answered, because I think it was a moment. And then, like, all right, let me talk to her. And it helps. So there's that. And then secondly, you just sometimes have people who are the squeaky wheel in life, and 99% of the time the squeak gets the grease. But at the end of the day, when there's no grease to be given, you just have to be point blank about it. And you can't, I take a lot of things to heart and personally when it comes to business, I think that in those situations, you really can't, because there's truly nothing more you could do or you would have done it. And I think all of us are that way.
Kim, that was the greatest motivational like speech. like I thought I was listening to the guy. I thought I was listening to the guy on the commercials that talks and goes like, if you printed off directions to get here today, you're in the right place. Like straight
Isn't that
at
how
it.
this whole thing started, was the jokes about the progressive?
You
Oh,
guys
yeah.
did not. You guys did not fail me on that, on those answers. You guys, I actually thought maybe some of you would give, I don't know, kind of the half-ass sort of answer if I may, but all
Just
three
say
of you
F
came
you,
through.
Madi.
I am proud of all three of you on that. That was awesome.
That's funny.
Good stuff.
It's so hard right now, right? I mean,
Right.
I had a customer this morning call me immediately and go, I got an email. What's going on? Like they asked me 4 questions and I was like, relax, we're okay. They're simple questions. Here you go. This is what we got to do. And we'll keep an eye on it and we're going to do our best to get it out the door. Like we're not guaranteeing anything right now. Nobody is. And anybody that says they are, they're lying. Right? Competitors, anything.
I've found in the last few weeks, especially, I've had to put on my mom voice more often with clients, because, again, a lot of people hide, just as in our personal lives, a lot of people like to hide behind social media and be the tough guy. Same thing, upset people, clients can hide behind an email and be nasty to our inside sales team, things like that. And I have no tolerance for that. Even we're all humans, and even if we mess up, at the end of the day, nobody deserves any kind of ill treatment.
Right.
So I've just felt like lately, I understand everybody's kind of stress levels are high, and the anticipation of wanting to make up for lost time and lost business is there, but we're not jumping back into the same world. So things aren't perfect, and we all just have to be a little bit more understanding and patient. So can I piggyback on to
Go
a
for it.
question with mine? So talking about clients, our customers have the ability to fire a client, right? If they're not profitable or they're time sucking, and that is as business owners, that is their prerogative. As sales reps that work for companies that you're essentially given your account base, what do you do when you hit either that wall or you have that individual? And I'll admit, in my career, I've not had many people that I felt incompatible or that I couldn't adjust my style to. I think that's one of my assets, right? So my question is, have you ever had this experience with an account or a customer, and what have you done? And I want to see, and I'll answer as we always do first, because I want to see if you have better suggestions. So like typically what I have done, because I have a lot of longevity working with a lot of people, I will sometimes at the beginning of the year, I'll go through like my list of clients and look at people who I feel like maybe we need a little break, like Ross and Rachel, we're on a break, and I'll back burner them a little bit. And then, in the next year, I'll put them back on and focus more on them. And I've had some success, but not great success with those accounts. And then again, it's literally less than a handful. Anyway, have any of you found yourself in that situation? What have you done?
Yes. I fired him. Just straight up honest. Like if someone's gonna, and this was a customer who like they constantly belittled, nothing went right. They would cuss and swear in emails at me and things like that. Like it was my fault. Like, why can't we get this right? Why don't we want their business? I escalated it a couple times to management I said, I'm trying to do everything I can to help this customer. You know, nothing is good enough. I'm sorry. This isn't like this is the only customer like on my book of business that has this consistent problem, you know. I've tried to talk them off the ledge, or I've tried to be reasonable, and I can't. So I want to drop this account. You know, I'm refuse to deal with someone who's going to swear at me, or, you know, make me feel bad about how I'm doing my job. And that doesn't help anybody. So it's very few and far between, to your point, Kim. Like, I've had it maybe once for sure, maybe twice. And I just said, you know what? Sometimes you got to fire customers. They can fire us all the time. And I know as sales reps, we don't really have the luxury of doing that. And because we don't want to, right? We don't want to fire anybody. We don't want to walk away from any sales. But there's a difference between understanding and being nice in your job and wanting to find a solution, and then just being disgruntled and unhappy. And so you got to kind of weed those people out. There aren't many of them, I don't think, but you're going to come across them. And I'm like, I'm sorry, we're done.
What if they're not necessarily nasty people? What if they're just time consuming that don't result in business? How do you handle that?
Is that your second question?
Well, it's one
That's
in
a
the
good question.
same.
Don't get me wrong.
That's hard. That's hard. And Kim, that's actually what I have had customers in the past, and they will work you and work you and work you and just wring you out until there's absolutely nothing left, and nothing ever comes from it. And that is, you know, I struggle because we really pride ourselves on sales and service. And if you're not servicing your customers, and if you fire them, then you're technically not servicing them. So that's where I really struggle. But Chris, to your point, if somebody is swearing at you and nothing's ever good enough, which, I mean, I can count on one hand how many times either of these situations have happened to me, but you can hand it off to your inside rep, and then they're the main point of contact, and you're kind of just on the back burner. And I know my partner and I have switched roles in the past where, you know, if somebody's not fond of working with me or they're giving me a hard time, you know, here, this is your account, you run with it, and I'm just here if you need me. But I have personally never fired a customer of mine. But yeah, there are some that, you know, the juice is not worth the squeeze. There's no juice. It's just all squeeze, all squeeze.
Great line.
So I have two clients, and my promotional career has spanned 20 plus years. And it wasn't till later on in my career that I started handling things a little bit different. And these two that come to mind, maybe six years ago, I truly exhausted every option I had with this client. And this client was not a nice person at this time, and it would get a little heated. And this person didn't mind belittling the inside team and even me at times. And there was this one time, in fact, I was setting up for the SAC show, and this person called me, and what's going on? And it was getting pretty bad. And I stopped, and I was thinking as this person was talking, and I said, you know what? I can justify what I'm about to do with my company, so I'm going to do this. And I said, if you ever talk to me like that again, I swear I will be in front of your office, and we will have this out in person. I said this, I almost said the person's name. So when I stood up to this person shut down so quickly, started apologizing to me, you know, said, I didn't mean to offend you. And I realized at that moment, when you're talking to a person who goes on about their life in this way, when somebody stands up to them, they shut down. This person is now a very good friend of mine, a very good friend of my family's. We hang out. But it wasn't until then, and then I realized, and I always look back to that situation. Same thing happened a few years later with somebody else. Late Friday afternoon, got on the phone, and he was going off. And I said, I said, this is ridiculous. I said, I don't even like to pick up the phone when you call. You're always belittling me. You talk bad to my inside team. And at that moment, that person shut down. We're very friendly at this point. But those two situations made me realize when I've honestly exhausted all of my options, you know, you got to go through the motions. You know, I don't start by saying, don't you ever talk to me like that again. I don't start out that way. But when you get to a point and you're like, this is not how this should be. This is not a relationship. This is not a working relationship, a friendly relationship. When I've gotten to that point, and it keeps going, you stand up for yourself as a person. And I'm almost saying, put business aside a little bit. Yes, it is a business, but when you're at a certain point, it's like, hey, I'm a human, you're a human. One thing I said to that first person, I said, if we weren't in business and we were on the street, I would never let you talk to me this way. So why should I expect it in business? Okay. So, you know, that's how I get to the really belligerent clients. On a side note, the ones who are just wasting my time, where things aren't going anywhere. I'm going to say this out loud, I guess.
Come on. Come on.
When it's really not going anywhere, my answers, I don't engage. And I don't mean I ignore the client, but if it's some email or question that I'm like, this really, it's a 2 or 3 word answer. I don't let them, you know, the back and forth. If I have a client who just wants to go back and forth, I'm like, we're waiting. You know what? I don't answer. I'll miss. You know, they ask 6 questions in an email. I'll answer one, the one that's important, the one that matters. All this other stuff is BS. We're not wasting our time answering these BS questions. So I get very brief, and I can tell most clients get the point. Whether that offends them or not, I'm sorry. But I get to a point where I can't do this anymore. So I'll give you the 1-word answer. I'll ignore certain emails that I think are not relevant, and I'll go from there. It seems to be working for me now. We'll see. If I get a call from my boss afterwards, we'll. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, Gabe.
I just made note. 1-word answers from Gabe. He's pissed. All right.
The gloves.
I think though, like, I think of how we each handle things differently, because like myself, I have no problem bringing my Philly out, you know, but I know not everybody has that deep down inside.
Philly out.
but we got to bring that out of her.
Oh, you don't want to see that.
I kind of do.
I'm scared.
I kind of do.
East side of Pennsylvania, you don't want to mess with those ones.
I know. I'm all sweet and friendly until I'm not. No, I'm kidding. But I'm laughing as thank you all for your answers. But I'm thinking to myself, I wonder how many people are going to watch this and wonder if you're talking about them. You know,
I think everybody needs a gut check.
Yeah, clean up your head. If you think that we're talking about you.
Yeah, there you go, Maddie.
So big.
Yeah. But you said.
Hard, guys. Okay, go take a break, take a lap, drink some water. You're gonna be fine. Okay, nobody needs to cuss at us.
Smell, count 3. Wait, find the smell, the sight, and
close your eyes. Things you hear, things you smell, things you taste. I'm hearing a lot of things here.
Please tell me the next question is lighthearted.
Oh yeah. Tim, I'm not trying to steal your OG thunder, but I kind of have like sort of it's not really an OG question. It's more of a new age top sheets. How do you guys feel about top sheets on your bed?
I'll answer.
Hate top sheets. Hate them. I've never put a top sheet on my bed personally. My mom came and like was helping me with my place and everything, and she made my bed for me and like, you know, put all the pillows and the sheets on it, and she puts a top sheet on my bed. I'm like, a top sheet? I've never used a top sheet in my life. I've always just put another blanket or my comforter, and I've put the top sheet with my extra pillowcases.
I'm dying.
No, it's hurting you. I know it's hurting you.
It's the undershirt thing. Okay, so I understand. I understand this is a big thing in I'll say in the 30s and the 20s generation. because
Oh, you mean
we have
age,
this
not year. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's going
Because
way
we
back.
have this conversation. So I will tell you the same thing I told my 11-year-old. We wash our sheets, every few days. How often do you wash your comforter? Not as frequently.
That's fair.
So the top sheet is between you and your comforter so that your comforter stays cleaner, longer, you dirty animals.
Not like I'm in a hotel. I'm at my house.
Yeah, still, it's I guess it depends on what your top layer is. To me, especially in the colder months, it's usually a heavier comforter that doesn't get washed as frequently as I change the sheets. So that is the layer between the two.
That's such
And
an
I
old
also-
mom comment.
I also read an article about how often men, maybe not married men, but single men change their sheets, and it is disgusting. So
I mean, like the people that I'm trying to date to like find to be my husband, they don't change their sheets. Yeah, see,
no,
you guys understand now? Are we always seeing a theme here?
I'm talking like annually.
Oh, okay, that's gross. No sheet, no top sheet.
No
Maddie,
topic. Can we talk
I'm-
about the hospital corners too? Let's throw in one more question. Do you guys do the hospital corners on your beds?
What?
I do those. You tuck your sheet in and you fold the corners around like you're wrapping a gift when you make your bed.
At the bottom.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
If
do
you want
that.
a top sheet, you don't have to tuck nothing.
Well, when you have another,
I want to know what Gabe's got. I have
Yeah.
But I want to add on to this because I have another sheet question for y'all. But Gabe, top sheet
I
or no
can't
top
have
sheet?
a blanket touch me. There's a sheet. There's a sheet there. Absolutely.
No.
You got it. Who's not? I didn't know it wasn't a thing. I didn't know people weren't doing this.
I've been
You have
doing
the
it.
blanket just
let me tell you, there are comforters now that are made so you do not have to have a top sheet. These comforters are made so you can throw them right in the wash, and they are, easily washed.
Are you washing them every few days?
Yeah, but I got a new comforter now. So it's like a fancy comforter that can't be washed. So I have a top sheet, and it's
Gotta have a top sheet. It's a necessity everywhere you go.
tangled, it like twists around your feet.
You're not using it right. You don't wrap yourself up like a burrito.
What if I'm a restless sleeper?
Who's not a restless sleeper? I move all the time and my top sheet does just fine. I never wake up and it's curled up in the corner. It's still on me.
Terrible. Terrible waste of fabric. We could have been making t-shirts with top sheets.
No,
Yeah, there you go.
no.
Use as undershirts?
Yeah, so my add-on then is, I will admit here and now, my one downfall as an adult and a mother is, to this day, I cannot fold a fitted sheet to save my life. I cannot fold it like my mother or my grandmother folds it, where it looks all neat and pristine. And
Yeah, no.
I get to a certain point where it starts to get a little like, okay, good enough. Can any of you?
You roll it like a burrito.
There were humans that could fold those. Oh, those are
yes,
rolls.
and
You roll them up
and
like
I've
that. You put them in the corner.
Shove them under the bed.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know what Kim's saying. Like my mom used to be like, put your hand inside the corner
Yeah.
tuck sheet, fold the other over. Like, and I'd be like, why? It still looks like crap.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
throw it in this drawer, right? That's what you mean, Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ball it up, squish it in the.
I hear you, Kim.
And I've been taught, still can't get it. I've watched videos on it, still can't get it. If there's somebody out there teaching a class on how to fold a fitted sheet for dummies, sign me up, because
Kim, you watched videos.
yeah.
I would get to a point where I would say, it doesn't matter. It is not worth the time or the effort to fold this thing that no one's going to see but me. And when I do see it, it's spread out and it's straight anyway. So I mean, it's balled
Right
up.
on the bed.
It's balled up and it's thrown in a cupboard or wherever, a drawer somewhere. I will never take the time to learn to fold that sheet.
How many
Well, the
sets of sheets
video-
do you have?
The video is like 30 seconds long because the women who do it like bing, bang, boom.
Yeah. It's,
How many?
Kim, I've watched the videos too. It's
You guys have both watched the video. My goodness, that's hilarious.
it's absolutely absurd. It's like, and then it's a perfect square. I don't know how they do it. It's
The
insane.
fact that you both watched the videos, you thought to yourself, I would really like to learn how to fold this thing correctly. I am going to
Do
watch
it.
a video.
It's,
That's awesome.
You know who doesn't sell sheets? Columbia.
You were reaching with that one, but we'll go with it. I actually think I've seen
Product
Columbia sheets at
spotlight.
price.
Columbia Sportswear this week. I'm wearing the new Utilizer polo. It was new for spring. It's in stock now. Believe it or not, we have stock in this polo. Buy it.
I'm wearing the Tamiami, which is one of the most popular shirts here in South Florida. A lot of uniforming is done utilizing this Tamiami fishing shirt. And I know more people who don't fish who wear this shirt than do fish. So maybe
You know
they
what
shouldn't
we
call it
call
a
that?
fishing shirt.
You know what we call that, Kim? We call that the Florida tuxedo.
Then I'm dressed up today.
Because it's everywhere. And that is a
It's
dressy piece. You could go to weddings in Florida. People are wearing that thing like it is Calvin Klein.
I would never go to a wedding.
I have.
He was married in a Columbia shirt.
No, not quite.
I am not wearing Columbia today, guys, but I have my own product spotlight. I'm wearing the, sorry, guys. Chris, you look mad at me.
No.
Yeah, the ladies Ultra Club, the Heathered Performance Quarter Zip, extra lightweight, moisture wicking, no tag, and snag resistant, no snag.
Is that the 8618W?
8618W, tons of stock, great colors, extremely lightweight. It's 70 degrees here today, and I'm wearing this with shorts, and I'm so comfortable.
70 degrees?
I know, jeez.
73. Yeah,
Sounds
Oh my God.
delightful.
beautiful.
I'm sorry. Today I'm not wearing Columbia either. I'm sorry. I'm going to see clients, and I'm wearing the Spider short sleeve
Love
button
it.
down, the woven with a hint of spandex with a little bit of stretch in it. Probably my favorite shirt to actually wear, as a work shirt. It's comfortable. It looks good. It's stylish. It's a great brand.
That striker looks good on you.
Yeah, it looks great. It's a great shirt.
I gotta get one of those in my size. I gotta wear one of those.
Good stuff.
Are we good?
Nice job today, guys.
We have to be.
We ran long.
We
We ran
did.
We
long.
did run long. We got reel this in. We got
Yes.
We do. We gotta need a little more structure.
infrastructure. More on that to come in future episodes. So, but another week, another hot takes party of 4. Good things on the horizon. Keep tuning in. Join us on YouTube. Click the subscribe button. Check our inventory. It's on the website. Be nice. Be happy. Have a great week. Peace out.
See ya.